She basically asked me to adjust myself for people who would never adjust for my preference. So I come through sprinkling black girl magic in meetings where it may not be welcome. That's when I do have a seat at the table. A bit naive, I used to be grateful. I used to think that my ability to enter sacred white space spoke to my value. That is how I learned to protect my intellectual capital, see a few ideas got stolen. Where I'm from, that'll get your bottom lip swollen. But my skin is weaponized far too often, so for the record, this is not a threat to Karen or to Katie. It's just a poem that I'm saying. It's just a clever way for me to weave together some things that I've suppressed. Being black in corporate America means you have to consistently finesse the way you normally do some shit and the things that keep you paid. Being your authentic self and helping the dominant work culture feel safe as if that was ever your responsibility in the first place. Because the same people that we code switch for use our everyday language with their friends. I heard Brad in the break room telling his team the meeting would be lit. Meanwhile, people keep complimenting me on being articulate. Ask Brad how many times they've complimented him on being coherent. 0, because his intelligence is expected. He's the standard to which the rest of us are measured, even though my degrees will eat Brad's degrees for breakfast. This grammar matters, but don't get the diction twisted. You can still catch these corporate hands when we leave the building. I mean, not really. That's just the way I be feeling. I come through dripping black perspective regardless of who wants to listen. I come through decentering whiteness without asking for permission. I don't want to fit into dominant work culture. You can keep that communal candy that you offering. And don't nobody want the cookies that you baked last night. I'm not eating that shit. I don't know what your kitchen looked like. I'm not eating that shit. I don't know what your kitchen looked like. Besides, I would rather have equity than pastries. Make the ladder of success accessible to people who look like me. What's the point of having us here if we never leave? Have you even asked Brandon or Javier their thoughts? Better yet, are you grooming either one of them to be the boss, or they're only good for pictures in a magazine? Poster boys for diversity because you see them in the hallways and you seldom even speak. I know I'm bringing too much sauce because it ain't enough salt and pepper on this chicken. And I'm not the type to tell you that these bland-ass meals are delicious. In fact, the lack of seasoning is a little bit suspicious. And that's just an analogy for the melanin your corporate photographs are missing. I'm dripping awareness over the ignorance that you call bliss. I'm meeting your cultural incompetence with an articulate scolding. I just need you to know that where I'm from, all these microaggressions will get your bottom lip swollen. But my skin is weaponized far too often, so for the record, this is not a threat to Karen or to Katie. It's just a poem that I'm saying. It's just a clever way for me to weave together some shit that I've suppressed. Being black in corporate America means you do a whole lot of hand-holding, a whole lot of telling grown folks how they ought to behave in a society where your ancestors used to be their ancestors' slaves. But that's okay, because the sister got time today. This professionalism matters. But don't take my kindness for weakness, because you can still catch these corporate hands when we leave the building. I mean, not really. That's just the way I be feeling.